phones and put them on vibrate. And we are live as well. We're live streaming the meeting. So please, all cell phones vibrate or silent. There's some seats if you guys make your way in. It's going to be a little bit of standing room only tonight. In a couple of years when we have our new building, everyone will have a nice seat. It's spread out and it'll be 5 times the size of this room. But we got to wait a few more years for that. And there's 2 more seats if anybody wants to come in across the room here. You have to sit near Ryan, which I know might be an issue, but
it's 6 o'clock down there.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here for our Township Committee meeting for June 16th. I feel very happy. Are you guys all coming to see us? Yes. Can we have a roll call, please, Pam?
Committeeman DeBattista. Martinez.
Here.
Committeeman Oliver.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Roberts.
Here.
Mayor Raffin.
Here. So can I have everybody join me for a pledge to the flag and a moment of silence, please? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we have an announcement of compliance with the Senator Byron Open Their Public Meetings Act.
Was published in the Courier Post in a retrospect on January 14th, 2022.
And consideration of and possible actions on any request for electronic participation in this meeting.
We had none.
Okay, so motion to accept.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, this meeting is being streamed live on YouTube at the moment. And then we need approval of the minutes.
Regular meeting of June 2nd, 2022.
Motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, bid openings.
We have bid opening 2215 on June 1st at 10:30 a.m. for the mobile stage. A bid 2217 opened on June 7th at 11:30 a.m. for the patio furniture, which is actually at the country club.
Okay, motion to acknowledge bid.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, we have a special occasion today, and I think this is why we have a full house. The oath of office by K. Herman. And tonight we have a special ceremony as we swear in our new municipal judge. Brian Herman will be sworn in as Pennsauken's municipal judge by Justice Lee Solomon. Justice Solomon is currently a New Jersey Supreme Court judge. Brian served as a judicial intern for Justice Solomon when he was the criminal presiding judge and later the assignment judge for Superior Court of New Jersey, Camden District. Judge Herman's mother, Brenda Utzler, and father, James Herman, are both prominent attorneys and former residents of. His grandfather, Milton Herman, ran A1 TV and radio services in Pennsauken until his retirement. Judge Herman has served as a public defender at the municipal court and superior court levels. For his efforts, he was recognized by his peers for work as a municipal court attorney by being named as a top attorney for municipal court in 2018, 2019, and 2020 in South Jersey Magazine. Judge Herman is currently employed as an associate at Brendan Lee Utzler and Associates, PA in Cherry Hill. In January of 2021, he was appointed the municipal court judge for the borough of Merchantville. Judge Herman has a long history of charitable work and one heck of a golf game. Gentlemen, please head over to the podium for the swearing in. So we're going to get Judge Herman and.
Yeah, you're gonna use that? Okay.
Thank you. Where'd you like? Well, everybody's.
All right, if you could hold on 1 second for me, sir. You're doing double duty today. this a good sign?
Which side do you want it to be? Every side's good right now.
Please repeat after me. I, Brian K. Herman,
I, Brian K. Herman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
municipal court judge
municipal court judge
in the Township of Pennsauken,
in the Township of Pennsauken,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So
So help me God.
Yep, we're gonna get a few photos. Oh.
All right, Judge, you're gonna be in the middle. Judges are in the middle.
let me just have a sign here. You guys gather in. Here, Brian.
You gotta do the official
You gotta
signing
sign
here.
both of you.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Thank you. You're in the middle. Judges, you too.
Can you?
Yeah, that probably.
Do you? Yeah, go ahead. What do you want me to do, Maggie?
I was just gonna say, push that back just a little bit. Yep.
It's very flattering. Yeah. People can't.
I know there's a few folks that like got the judge. He signed his name that he's only a -1 handicap. Is that true?
Today.
You should put that on.
See that you took your jacket. We were talking about how hot it gets inside of the robe.
All right, just a little video, we're smiling. Now a few photos.
Thank you.
If his family, whoever, we're gonna take a couple quick pictures. Come on, mom and dad, and girlfriend's here. Come on up, whoever else. All right. Thank you.
Do you want some on your camera? Mike, you got it.
Oh, look at this good looking group.
We have some others, just one more with it.
Sure, go ahead.
Some people travel the distance.
Go ahead, whoever else.
Yeah, whoever wants to come in, fine.
Michael,
Yeah, whoever wants to get in. Come on, ladies.
We will always do the family. Yeah. Yeah. Do the family. No, it's okay. It's okay. Well, it's gonna, let's do the family. My hair's gonna take up the whole thing.
Take as many as you want. The first picture's free. It's $20 each additional picture. It's fine. We're gonna have to pay for the new building we have to build.
Yeah.
If there's a big party at the Birchville Country Club, we better get an invite. That's all I know.
After parties at the pub restaurant.
Ah, the pub, yeah, all
right. Support the town.
Okay, there it is. Keep it in Pennsauken.
Show one up after the meeting, please.
Hey, stranger. How are you? I know. I thought you were trying to get a kid. You guys have
Hey, that's good.
All right, can we have another round of applause for our new judge?
We've done a second round. All right, ladies.
For those who came for the swearing in, you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the evening. We have some riveting things here happening tonight. You're more than welcome. I think we're at 100 pictures, so we're really going to make some money tonight. Come on, Megan. You see him a couple times during the week. You get it done at the court.
I want to thank Justice Sullivan for coming in today. Thank you so much. And once again, congratulations, Judge. We're looking forward to working. Welcome to Pennsauken.
Juan, there's plenty of seats now. If anybody wants to come in, come back in. No problem. Well, you know, Channel 6 and Channel 10 aren't here, so.
They won't get
Yeah, we see. Hey, dude, just shut those doors. All right, leave one of those doors open. Shockingly, Linda's that's who I think. And she usually gets us at everything.
Okay. All right, ordinances, second reading, public may comment.
2022-15, an ordinance of the Township of Pennsauken to repeal ordinance 2021-21, which provides for salary and compensation to be paid to the officers and employees of institute therefore salaries and compensation herein for the year 22 and beyond.
Okay, can we have a motion to open public comment?
Make a motion.
All in favor? Aye. Nays? No? All right, do we have any public comment for? All right, seeing no public comment, can I have a motion to close public?
Make a motion.
All in, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, and then I need a motion to adopt.
Make motion to adopt.
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez.
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts. Yes. Mayor Raffet.
Yes. Ordinance's first reading, no public comment.
2026-16, an ordinance amending chapter 141 and 277 and adding new chapter 95 to the Code of the Township of Pennsauken to further implement provisions of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Enforcement Assistance and Marketplace Modernization Act and to permit and govern medical cannabis operations.
Mayor and committee, this is to add medical cannabis to the ordinance, as well as some other adjustments.
Okay, so do we have a motion to approve on first reading?
Make a motion.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez.
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts. Yes. Mayor Raffet.
Yes.
2022-17, ordinance further amending ordinance 2022-08 of the Township of Pennsauken, County of Camden, New Jersey. This is for the country club.
Mayor and committee, this is adjusting the capital budget for the Pennsauken Country Club. We're moving some money around to purchase our initial plan.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve on first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez.
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts. Yes. Mayor Raffet.
Yes.
2022-18, an ordinance amending the Code of the Township of Pennsauken, Chapter 299, entitled Vehicles and Traffic. This is to remove and add handicap signs.
Okay, motion to approve on first reading?
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez.
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts. Yes. Mayor Raffet.
Yes. Resolution, second reading, solid waste budget.
2022-219A, resolution to read budget by title only for the 2022 solid waste district budget of Pennsauken Township.
Okay, motion to open to public comment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Do we have any public comment? All right, seeing none, motion to close public comment.
Make a motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez.
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts. Yes. Mayor Raffet.
Yes. Resolutions, public may comment the following.
2022-252, ending award of food and beverage catering lease at Pennsauken Country Club to 3800 Haddonfield, and authorizing extension contract with Marco's Restaurant Incorporated.
Mayor and committee, at our last meeting, we approved the contract to go to 3800 Haddonfield. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, we're going to rescind that. And we're extending the contract to Marco's Catering for the rest of the year till the end of December. All parties, all events that are there, we're going to continue as scheduled. There will be no interference or blip on the screen or interruption with any of the weddings or parties that are scheduled there.
Okay, let's see, no public comment. Can I have a motion to adopt?
Make a motion.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Batista, Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffet.
Yes.
2022-253, resolution approving change order number 1 and the release of retainage and performance guarantee and accepting a 2-year maintenance bond for the year 2020, NJDOT Municipal Aid Resurfacing of Melrose Highway. This is a reduction of $33,578.71.
Seeing no public comment, can I have a motion to adopt?
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Batista, Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffin.
Yes.
2022-254, Township of Pennsauken Resolution of Need Senior Towers Housing and Mortgage Financial Assistance Agency Requirements.
All right, seeing no public comment on that, can I have a motion to adopt?
Make motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffin.
Yes.
2022-255, resolution authorizing a refund for overpayment of taxes to 6000-02 South Crescent Boulevard.
Seeing no,
Make a motion.
Second.
roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffin.
Yes.
2022-256, resolution amending resolution 2022-141, Del Val Pool Maintenance Incorporated.
Seeing no public comment, can I have a motion to adopt?
Make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffin.
Yes.
2022-257, resolution appointing Jerry Hangle, a captain of the Pennsauken Police Department.
Seeing no public comment, can I have a motion to adopt?
Make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffin.
2022-258, resolution appointing Phil Oliver, captain of the Pennsauken Police Department.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
I make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffin.
Yes.
I'm sorry, 2022-259, resolution authorizing window contract for repairs of the J system at the Pennsauken Police Department and Boot Mechanical LLC.
I'm sorry.
Motion to adopt.
I make a motion to adopt.
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffin.
Yes. All right. Are we at the resolution authorizing? Okay. Resolution authorizing the window contract? No, where's the resolution public make? Okay. Resolution public make comment, the final resolution will be considered by consent agenda.
2022-260, resolution authorizing the competitive contracting process to purchase a simulator in a box country club. 2022-261, resolution authorizing the award of a contract for the purchase of one Toro spray and Pennsauken Country Club through the Educational Services Commission Cooperative Pricing System, number 18/19-25, Turf Equipment and Supply Company. 262, resolution approving a refund of $165.13 for Cooper Vision refund to Zachary Paul. 2022-263, resolution awarding bid number 2217, the purchase of a country club furniture for the Pennsauken Country Club, Prestwood Golf Group. 2022-264, resolution awarding bid 2215, the purchase of a mobile stage and optional accessories for Progressive Products Incorporated. 2022-265, resolution accepting the retirement of crossing guard in the name of Diane Fresconi. 2022-266 resolution accepting the retirement of a crossing guard in the name of Bertram Dune. 2022-267 resolution of the Township of Pennsauken authorizing issuance of a raffle license for animal adoption center.
All right, thank you. Motion to adopt,
Make a motion?
Second.
roll call please.
Committeeman Di Battista, Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffin.
Yes. All right, resolutions, public may comment, the following liquor license, oh, I'm sorry. The following liquor license renewal resolutions will be considered by consent agenda.
Madam Mayor, I'm just gonna read the number and the license.
That is-
2022-268 to 45th Street Pub, 269 to 73 OPCO LLC, which is in pocket, 270 to AM Vets, post number 101, 271 LLC, 272 to Benihana of Tokyo, 273 Bobby Ray's, 274 to Bryson's Pub, 275 to Canal Discount Liquor, 276 to Club 2120, 277 to Cook's Liquor, 278 to DJ Beverage LLC, 279 to Greenwood Inn, 280 to Gross Collins Shed, 281 High Spirits Discount Liquors, 282 Canasta Liquor Store, 283 M&M Liquors, 284 Marlton Pike Liquors, 285 Macy's Liquors, 286 Moore Brothers, 287 The Pub, 288 Pinsetter's Bar and Grill, Bar and Bowl, 289 Regal 73 LLC, 290 Roger Local Liquor Store, 291 Roman's Pizza and Pub, 292 Tortilla Press, 293 Vicky's Discount Liquors, 295 VIP Lux Lounge LLC, which is in pocket, 295 Modern Liquors, 296 Liquor King, 297 Vietnamese Restaurant Incorporated.
Okay, can I have a motion to adopt?
Make a motion?
Second.
Roll call please.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffin.
Yes. All right. Item of discussion, we have economic development. Mr. Barry Carter.
You didn't have your theme music tonight?
The band's out there warming up. Good evening, everyone. Appreciate it. And we have three items tonight. The first is St. Stephen's Senior Housing. I believe James. James. Yeah. Basically, I sent the email to you of what he was looking for. I got another email today. I didn't get a chance to decide that. But the St. Stephen's School, that property is what he would like to use to develop some senior apartment. You can go get more details.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James Reynolds. I go by Jamie. I'm the Executive Director of the Diocesan Housing Services Corporation for the Kansas Diocese. We own and operate Stonegate at St. Stephen Phase 1 and Phase 2, located on the campus of the St. Stephen's Parish on Browning Road. As most of you know, the school closed 8 or 10 years ago, and the diocese sold that property to the owner of the Sons and Supermarket. He's been before the planning board, I think, in the past year to in the expansion of the shopping center. Going to raise that. All right. So he's been before the planning board and got approval of the expansion of the shopping center, which is on a vacant lot adjacent to the Sunset Shopping Center. But that leaves the school parcel undeveloped, and he really has no plans for it. So we've come to agree with him to and would like to make Stonegate Phase 3, which would be originally when I sent the first email to Larry, it was 50 units, but we managed to squeeze in 54 units of affordable housing that would complement and connect the two disconnected parcels where Stonegate is located. With your permission, I'll sort of concept plan that we've come up with.
still here.
This is slightly updated from the version that Larry distributed. We were able to mess with the building a little bit and get a couple more units, which makes it, again, a more financially feasible project. But what you'll note about the plan is basically we've located the building in a way and created this large village green with the idea of connecting the activity of the three buildings. So our plan is to go in front of the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Agency in their current tax credit round. The application deadline is August 31st. And in connection with that, we would need a resolution of need from the township as well as a payment of the tax agreement. I've provided forms of those based on what we did with Stonegate 2. So they're very much in line with that. And obviously, if you look favorably on this, we'll work with the municipal attorney to get those in proper form. So we're really excited about this. Again, we have about 800 units of affordable housing that we operate throughout South Jersey, including these couple of projects here in Pennsauken, but also in Cherry Hill, Pleasantville, down in Cape May County as well, and the project also up at Haynes Court in Burlington County. We are specialists in senior housing, and we really saturate our senior projects with very strong social services. We also have wellness nurses at each of our senior sites that really help seniors age in place, and that's really our model, is to try to help folks live their best lives as they, as they get older, and be able to do it independently, and not have to avail themselves of assisted living in nursing homes to the greatest extent possible. We've got a great relationship with the township heretofore, and we think this is the perfect complement to kind of really connect out this campus and make it viable long term. So I will take any questions you have.
Jane, how long did it take to fill up the other two buildings, and how long do you anticipate this would take to get
So
full?
we leased Stonegate 2, if you recall, opened in February of 2020, right into the teeth of the pandemic. It took us 4 months to lease up that building. So the demand for this kind of housing is very high. And so we would anticipate, normally we give ourselves 8 months to lease up a building like this, but again, this is smaller, it's only 54 units. And so we anticipate that 4 to 6 months would be all it would take. And again, we work with our local community partners in terms of, marketing the project in the 3 or 4 months, prior to when we anticipate opening. So if we were to get the award of tax credits, the HMFA's round is the applications are due in August. They will likely announce by the end of the year. It would probably take us about 6 months to get to closing. So we'd actually be in the ground probably the beginning of next summer. So this is it's a pretty straightforward site. It's very flat, and all the utilities are there. So
Anything that you guys are changing now that you did before and it didn't work, or any hiccups that you faced that in the other?
no, I mean the funding sources for the two existing projects are a little
Right.
different. So the Stonegate 1, the one on the far
Yeah.
right, that's a HUD 202 project. So it's slightly different, population, but that building, actually, we got a big HUD grant, and that's where we started piloting our wellness nurse services about 5 or 6 years ago. And we have since, with the success of that grant to that property, we expanded our wellness nursing initiative to all of our senior properties. So that was a great pilot site for that project. But now we've really, both projects have run really well. We have kind of a team of 2 managers who work both those buildings, and then we have social service coordinators in each building along with the wellness nurses. So it's a really nice team, and of course our maintenance staff.
And do you have any like security or?
We don't have rental car security, and have never had the need for it.
Let's not jinx it.
Yeah, but that
Let's not jinx it.
I know exactly. We've been very fortunate. I mean, we have had some sites where we've had to do that in the past, but no, these are very quiet places, and I think if you don't know they're there,
Right.
you don't know they're there.
Right.
What's the village green?
So the green is basically just what if you've ever been on that parcel, right now it's fully paved, right? It's just a big parking lot and a school, and so our notion was, hey, look, let's green this up and let's create lawn where we can have activities. We'll probably put, it's not shown yet, but we'll put a large gazebo in the middle of that lawn. We'll probably put a bocce court also in there. And basically have it be a place that where not only the residents of the new building can congregate, but also the other two buildings. And so it'll be a really nice place for us to be able to congregate long term.
Any other questions, committee?
Have the neighbors, the residents who, although it is as far as where you can be from the neighborhood there, any feedback from them? Have
So
you,
we,
'cause I know there's been some concerns in the past, so.
we interacted with the neighborhood extensively in the lead up to doing Stonegate 2, because we were building right against the backyard.
Yep.
And so we were contacting each of the neighbors. We built a new fence along the rear. We connected their fences into it to make sure that there wasn't any dead space. And we haven't, to my knowledge, I have not had a complaint. We had a tree branch fall on a fence at one point when we fixed the guy's fence. And at the very beginning when we opened, the lights were a little bright on the patio on the front side. And so we just worked and got a different fixture and replaced them, and that was that. So that's really the only interaction we've had with the neighborhood. We cited this specifically on the far end of the property. So we want to have as neighborhood as possible. The only neighbors of the church, the two existing buildings, and the VOTAC. And I don't think the VOTAC is going to complain too much about a senior building.
Now the shopping center, what were you mentioning about the shopping center?
So the shopping center, so you see on the field, so that field has been permitted for an expansion of the Sunset Shopping Center pursuant to other approvals were unrelated to it. So whether or not that goes forward, we don't know. There is, you'll see the gate to access shopping center expansion, that little note there. Their site plan does include emergency access to the back. And so we planned our parking lot to ensure that access was maintained if they do go forward with the development. Similarly, we maintain that emergency access through Signaton. If you're not aware, Signaton is gated. So the fire department keeps keys just in case there's a need to go through that gate.
They like to lock everything in fire department, keep the keys. Right, Chief? Now everyone will come in on Stonegate.
So yeah, circulation would just be up Stonegate Drive, and then you make a right and come in and access the parking lot right there. The church, we're overbuilding parking on this so that the church has extra parking spaces. So our right now it says 100 parking spaces. We're actually we talked back and forth with the diocese, and they only need about 25 extra spaces. So we'll do 1-to-1, 54 spaces for our residents, and then we'll do 25. So it'll be about 80 spaces when it's all said and done.
And you guys have elevators and all that, right?
Yeah, so it's a 4-story building. It's a little taller than the other two, but we wanted to keep the footprint really tight. So it was better to go tight and then up.
Right.
But even with that, it won't be appreciably taller than either building because we have very efficient floor layouts. And your question was
Elevators.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. So the building will be elevated and sprinklered. That's a requirement of each.
With the elimination of the 20 spots, does that make the village green bigger?
It'll pull the village green out a little bit. Again, our civil engineers actually work in the final design of how we'll approach the front door. You see the paved area in front of the building to access it. That'll actually have a portico, a big porch over it, just like it's Stonegate 1 or Stonegate 2. I'm sorry. And so the notion is you'll be able to be dropped off and be undercover, pretty quickly. Step out of your car in case it's one of
And Chief Colombo, since you're here, anything that you would add, any issues or concerns that we need to worry about or they need to address from your perspective?
No, sir, not immediately.
And we'll be in front of them as part of the planning board process. So I guess sort of in terms of next steps, what we would just ask is that if you look favorably upon this, we have some very, very tight time constraints with respect to HMFA. And so we would need the payment with tax agreement and the resolution we adopted at the July 7th meeting. So that we can get those in as part, because we have to apply for our mortgage first, and then we make the application at the end of August for tax credits. But that mortgage application does require those things to be done.
Larry, do you have any?
Yeah, just one. For the seniors, if they qualify for one, do they qualify for all, or is it separate for each?
So we maintain separate waiting lists at all of our properties. The income, because of the different programs, there are different income requirements. Right now, we have, for instance, so Stonegate 1, you have to be less than 50% of AMI. And at Stonegate 2 and at Stonegate 3, you can go up to 60%. So it gets you into the mid-30s in terms of the maximum income. So again, most seniors in this area, they've got somewhere between $1,500 and $2,500 a month in Social Security, and so under the sweet spot. And the one thing I would ask is, if you do look favorably upon this, I would like to connect with the housing authority. We talk about seeing whether we can put a couple of project-based vouchers toward the building, because that would help reach a deeper, folks who have like $1,000 a month in Social Security. Because right now, if you've got $1,000 a month, it's really hard to afford. Even these apartments. So I would ask that be able to have a conversation with them about potentially project basing. So
We no longer have a housing authority.
oh, you don't. Oh.
No, we expanded that years ago.
So who manages the voucher program?
That's through Camden County, but we have a lady who manages 70-something certificates.
Right.
But we have a housing agency now. We no longer have a.
Okay. So your voucher authority, you don't get it. Okay. All right. Because I knew that we have some people in Stonegate 1 or Stonegate 2 that have Pennsauken vouchers, and so okay. Then I've got to go to the state.
Yeah.
All right, well, I asked around, nobody else has any questions, so.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for your time and attention, and I'll follow up with your business administrator and Larry, obviously. Will,
Just make it nice.
oh, and you're welcome to come visit Stonegate 1 or
Yeah,
Stonegate 2
absolutely,
at
I
any
will,
time.
I'll stop by,
It's a captive audience.
yes.
You can put everything through Larry. He'll make sure that everything's on July 7th agenda.
Perfect. And then if you haven't gotten forth on the the pilot agreement or formal resolution, happy to discuss.
Larry, it's all yours.
All right, thanks, Jim.
All right. Hey, thank you so much.
The next one is Enlighten Leaf. They're cannabis retail they're looking for, and they're going to hit some of the high points. They're not going to go to the application like they normally do, because we all have hit those high points for those ones before.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Hello.
Hey, Larry.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Larry.
All right.
So we printed out some slide decks for everyone. We kept it to about 10 slides.
It was 34 and I cut it down for you guys, so.
Yeah, we have 34 slides in our whole company deck, so.
Thank you. For anyone new in the audience, they did not bring samples. Just in case anyone was wondering, there are no samples. Each time we have a meeting, that is a question.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so before we get started, we understand that you guys have been approached and received presentations. We didn't put a generic slide deck together to present to you guys. We want to come in and talk to you about the differences why we are fit for Pennsauken and how we're different from the multi-state operator that's a national brand, and those companies that are just structured at multiple facilities that don't have the time and attention to focus on one store in one location.
Well, thank you very much for having us here. We appreciate the opportunity. I grew up in Pennsauken. My sister and I used to chase the Killian boys around St. Cecilia's. I don't know if you remember.
I was going to say, what is your last name? Your maiden name?
Seaman.
Okay, yes. Melissa, where is she? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So saw you outside. I'm like, man, you look really familiar. I couldn't really tell with your mask on, Melissa. So, okay.
But
There we go.
So this is the opportunity.
Hold on, for the
to
record,
talk
I'm chasing my
about-
brothers around, not me. I was the good
About
guy.
our administrator, we would love to hear some stories.
Well, Michael was
Yes,
the one
exactly. The police officer. All right, where's Chief Oliver?
But in all seriousness, Pennsauken is our #1 choice. We've been doing a lot of research, and we look to tell you why through our
And I'm Tom Lucas. I'm the other co-founder. Appreciate everyone's time tonight. We're excited to introduce our company to you. We're going to do our best to stick to the 10 minutes. If we have a time, it's like 12, 12 and a half. Depending on our pace, it seems like we're going a little long right now, but we're going to dive right into it.
Mr. Lucas, just for the record, before we go any further here, I don't know if I appreciate that setup right there, Ms. Lucas, okay?
You were making so many jokes, I was like, I gotta go for it. I was gonna scratch it.
So we're going to move to the executive team slide.
Yeah.
No, keep it up.
So my name is Jen Lucas. I've been in technology sales for 15 years. And throughout my career, I've helped a lot of businesses gain security, cost-effective solutions, flexibility, scalability. So that's something that we're going to bring to Light and Leaf. Because right now the problem is these cannabis stores need people to get transactions very quickly because lines and parking and things like that. So that's the vein of what we're going to bring to Light and Leaf. There's a lot of technology. And then also I wanted to bring up the why for me personally. My father was victim of the opioid crisis. And I feel like if cannabis was legal then, that would have been a better alternative for pain management. So.
Yeah. Again, I'm Tom Lucas. I'm a business development executive for just about 10 years. I work and focus with market creation and highly regulated healthcare industries. Prior to moving into commercial sales, I worked at the Hospital University of Pennsylvania. I was a nuclear medicine technologist there, where I dispensed and administered radioactive materials to various patients with various disease types. One of the groups of patients that I worked with were terminally ill cancer patients. And, when you are a patient in nuclear medicine, you come in for routine imaging. So I built a lot of friendships with some of these patients that were, very sick. And we had lots of conversations and a lot of conversation about cannabis and how they consume it and, what are the symptoms that they're using it for. So, it kind of always has been inspired me to, with what happened in Colorado with first legalization, look into the industry to see if I could find a home. But back then I didn't really have the mindset and the professional background to go and chase it. I think we're at the point now where I'm in the next step of my entrepreneurial journey, where this is where we want to be. Since a teenager, I've always kind of gravitated towards cannabis. In fact, I was arrested 2 times for cannabis possession as a teenager. It's always stuck in my background checks with new jobs. They're like, oh, what's this? I'm like, I don't know. That was just me being young. But this is kind of like our redemption, right? Because now I can take these 2 marks and take it to the state, and we potentially get additional points on our license app. Yeah. So that's kind of just a little brief overview of myself and.
Yeah. And then Dana is going to be our general manager. I've worked with her and has been a long-term friend of hers. She has 22 years of retail experience. She knows the cannabis industry inside and out. She is a fearless leader, strong advocate for the community. I think she's going to be a really great fit. So we just wanted to bring those folks up there today.
Yeah, so she's a direct 22 years experience in retail management. So she's not a retail associate. So 22 years of running stores, employees, P&L, full responsibility for schedules and working with the assistant managers.
So we're going to move to the next slide.
So our executive summary slide. Just give you a brief overview of Enlightened Leaf and what we're all about. We're a pre-operational startup that is seeking an annual license to operate a Class 5 retail store here in Pennsauken as our #1 choice. We are an independent, majority women's-owned business and have an amazing opportunity to create a boutique cannabis shopping experience. Our store will be designed for safety, compliance, and great vibes. Our mission to launch the brand is based around our core values of customer service, the highest quality products, and to deliver a dose of diversity, inclusion, and community.
Awesome. And then we're going to move to the next page. Financials and the nuts and bolts of our business model, but we feel this slide is the most important one to talk about today. So as I mentioned, I was a resident in Pennsauken. My family that's over there, they live in Pennsauken, right by the country club. I know I heard about it a lot. I have an aunt that works in the high school. We have a best friend that's a sergeant on the police force. There's just a lot of community here that we want to be a part of. So, we're really hoping that this is, you guys want us to be a part of your
Which
family.
sergeant?
Right there. So it's K9. We are.
Yeah, so we are fully funded. We have been working with the venture capital group with the initial contact maybe like a month ago. Last week we got the verbal commitment where they're going to fully purchase, build out the facility for us. They're going to give us a runway cash startup. They're going to finance our operational startup costs, and then they're going to give us some money in the bank to ensure that the business is successful as we get started. So we are fully capitalized, and we also have a supply chain partner already. So we are going to be working with a diversely owned women's business. They're going to own a 5-acre property parcel where it's actually 65 acres or something like that, but they're putting a 5-acre manufacturing and production facility on that, and will be one of their supply chain partners. So I think this is like a true testament of us as a team. At the early stages, without approval from Pennsauken, without the state approval, we have received funding commitments as well as supply chain commitments. They're investing into us because they believe in us and what we've created for the company and the way that we've tailored our financial projections. So.
And as Tom mentioned, we're women-owned business. It's something that means a lot to me. It was a goal of mine for years, so I'm really excited to be a part of this. We don't take it lightly. I'm used to networking. I'd love to be a mentor for others or join forces with other businesses in the community that are women-owned that may want to network. Also, my mother is part owner who lives in Pennsauken of Enlightened Leaf. She took care of us. She paid that tuition every year working at the Skylark. She
Skylark, man.
Yeah, she put a lot.
In the past.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, this is our chance to give her that last job before retirement to take care of her. So,
Good job, Mom.
yeah.
And we're going to shift to the current state and next steps, which is our next slide. Today, we've been running a million miles an hour in a million different directions. And I think if you look at the picture on the top right, it's like, the ropes are all crazy, chaotic. The handshake firms up with why we're here today, right? Because that chaos, we're asking you for your support and your approval so that we can move to the next steps with our project. If you see on the far right of the picture, straight arrows, everything's streamlined, all the chaos that, we've gone through with meeting a million different industry folks, vetting out the advisory team to, drilling down into our financials, brought us, lots of early on micro wins for the business. So right now we're pre-operational, we're application ready, funding commitments for real estate, OpEx, CapEx, established the supply chain partner. We've identified future business partners. We've identified those technology partners where we want to have the highest technology POS systems that take debit transactions, because the big persona is that the cannabis retail business is cash only, but that's not the case. We don't want to be known as the cash only retail shop for safety and security purposes, and it's just accessible with everyone that carries a debit card. So we'll have multiple options. We will accept cash, but we are going to promote ourselves and market ourselves as taking debit transactions. So we want support from Pennsauken to move forward, because our next steps are really focused on the outcome of tonight or potentially near future meeting again, where we want to go find property and acquire it, finalize term sheets with our investors with certain contingencies, finalize our standard operating procedures, which I don't know if anyone has seen the list by the state. It's extensive. I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of pages of And then lastly, submit our annual license. So those are our immediate priorities following this meeting. We gain support from you guys tonight.
Feel free to ask any questions along the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're
So, at this moment, what is it that you are seeking?
We're seeking approval.
Okay,
So we're an annual applicant.
okay,
So for the state, we would need a letter of support
okay.
or a resolution. So
So you have already started applying, but you just need that letter of support or not yet? You
Not
need
yet.
that letter of support before you.
yeah, so there's two different pathways
Right.
to get the license. There's the conditional, and then there's the annual application.
Uh-huh.
We decided that the conditional was not our strategy, that we wanted to fully establish ourselves, get everything ready to go, work with the municipality, get your approval, get the property, then submit the application. That's the best winning strategy, and that's what we're being advised by, our advisory team.
I have a quick question. I'm Scott, by the way. I'm
Hey, Scott.
municipal attorney tonight. Do you have a location picked out?
No, not yet.
I think that one of the requirements for the resolution of local support is that the municipality has to say that the location is zoned for it.
Sure.
Do you at least have a ballpark idea or a zone in the municipality?
So we're looking for property within the zones. Based on what we want for the store, we're looking for like 4,000 to 6,000 square feet, right? We cannot find it. So what we're doing is we're retaining a lawyer who, that's all she does is property search for the cannabis related businesses. So we're going to unleash her to the market within the zones and then find a suitable location for us.
And one other question. I think on the previous slide it said you had 30 days to submit an annual license. What's that deadline exactly?
Submit to the state within 30 days of applying a location. That's what that meant.
How many employees are you expecting to have?
50.
50. We're gonna have 30 full-time and 20 part-time.
And I actually like the non-cash option.
Yeah.
How about security?
Yeah, we're.
Do you like?
Oh,
We
sorry,
can talk
jumping
about
ahead, sorry.
future slides. I mean, this is.
Yeah, go to the next
Yeah.
slide, because then you can see the advisory board that we have built. And that is a big piece of it. And our friend, who is a sergeant, he obviously knows about our operation. We're hoping that it's not a conflict of interest, that they can work with our security advisors.
From, like a
Yeah.
peer-to-peer, right?
Exactly.
It's just easier, like if I, in a previous role when I had a position I wanted to talk to like another position, I would just be the middleman. That's what I want to do, is just be the middleman between the police department and Sapphire Risk Advisory Group, so that our safety and security plan, once we have the location, is to spec and approved by the police department, which I know is part of this town ordinance.
Yep.
So, but we will have physical on-site security.
Yeah.
Just,
Right.
it just brings a good presence. I've done a lot of market research. I've gone to all the, the big dispensaries in New Jersey. They all have them. They're not intimidating, right? So it's just a very appropriate thing.
So just for clarity, so you're doing debit and credit as well, or just one or the other? We just wanted to make sure we're clear, because I believe you can't do credit.
Can't do credit, you can
Yeah,
only
so
do
just debit.
debit.
All right.
Yeah,
Not
Visa, MasterCard, they're not on board just yet.
Okay.
There are some systems that can run credit transactions, but if there's a behind the scenes transaction, we're not getting involved with that. We want a true debit solution direct from the bank.
Are there any areas that you identified or you're thinking about? You don't have to disclose them, but that helps us. And our zones, it's a little crazy the way we have them set up, because there's certain places where we want it and we don't want it.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
further along, or
it's been a challenge to work within the zones. We're just, the top three things for a cannabis retail shop to be successful, right? And you want to drive as much top line sales, because, at the end of the day, you're going to get your 2%. Plus, we have some other, community investments that we can talk about. But it's the location, the number of cars that pass by per day, the size of the parking lot, and the efficiency of the store. If you hit all those buckets, you're going to have a wildly successful cannabis retail shop. So what we're looking at within the zones is we can't get a good location. You know, we would have ideally like to see at least 30 cars pass by per day. And that's something that our investors are kind of like, hey, you know, location's got to be around 30,000 cars per day. So it's been a challenge. You know, we're still working our way through, but we are also looking at outside of the zone. Just to be honest, just to see if we could find a location to come back and say, hey, you know, this is an appropriate location. You know, it's not next to a school. It meets all of those like church, daycare, school requirements, so that you know we can get your feedback. You know, perhaps support to you know make modifications to the zone. So.
Right, because as a committee team, this is something new.
Sure.
And we're all learning in the process, but we also want to keep it in a way safe, not, you know, around kids, not around a residential area. You know, there's a lot of residents that have expressed what they would like and not, you know. So we're trying to keep that. And I understand that traffic is a big thing, but whoever really wants, they'll find you if you do really good marketing. Honest to God.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll
come. I think marketing will be your biggest thing, and you know, just that right location will come. I know that we are very limited in our time of, you know, open and close and all that in our ordinances, because we wanted to check all the boxes, just make sure that we're following it and that, you know, that people are feeling safe, and we're not jumping into anything. But Nikki, do you have any questions? Vince, do you have any questions? No. Patrick?
No questions. Thank you.
Tim?
Are you giving?
To say that we have to get the location before we can offer them.
Yeah, that'll be a part of the resolution of local support is the location.
Yeah.
Are you giving this pitch to any other municipalities?
Not at this time. Not at this time. It's our number one choice. Where we want to be.
Good answer.
All right. Well, I know that, you know, Larry is your guy to probably find a place that does check all the boxes, like the solicitor said before we do. And if we do, you do find, you know, it could be, doesn't have to be like set on stone, but at least just so that I have no problem.
Okay, no, that'd be amazing. Yeah, and part of the requirement of the state is we actually physically have to control the property. So we're not going to submit the annual application until we have the right.
I don't know if everybody else is on board.
Yeah.
Well, depends how Jen answers this question. Which killing was your favorite? Forgot.
This is where it starts.
Melissa, can you educate your sister again?
Well, you know, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I do want to bring up one thing quickly. That part of our community outreach program, we're going to give 5%, up to 5% of our net income back to the community. So whoever that right person is on your team that would be, you know, want to take the value from that and put it into whatever, you know, areas need it. That's part of our give back to the community. So just want to point that out. That's on the last slide.
It will be something, you know, that we do for like events or even like
Parks,
you know,
like,
parks
I mean, it doesn't
or
have to
gift
say
cards or-
enlighteningly, but it's just, it's the money that we're gonna get back to the farm.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tom, you could have answered the question since she didn't. Just for the record. You only know one of us so far.
I like your jokes on there.
Monitor Parks.
Juan is already making
This is our last with self-storage. What happened is late November or fall of last year, this outfit came to us, Brian Connick, representative. They came to us and met a preliminary meeting with the mayor at the time, and I think another committee person, definitely the administrator himself. And we had some suggestions with TikTok. And so that emailed, I guess today, this one, what he has is different because it's reorienting the building as well as the ingress and egress. So this is Brian Connickson. He's going to just bring it up to you. Again, it's no longer a redevelopment zone, so we want to make sure the committee was on board, knew what was going on, and it's right just north of the airport. So
Thanks, Larry. Like Larry said, my name is Brian Connickson. I'm head of development for Project Capital Group. We build self-storage facilities all across the country in major metropolitan markets like yours. And we build Class A facilities, institutional grade, climate controlled, interior loaded, full secure premises, right? So we probably have 20 to 25 security cameras, limited access, and everything is controlled by key fob and key code. We did have several conversations previously about what we were planning to do here. One of the things that was asked for us to do was to move the entrance from the west side of the site to the east to improve traffic flow. So we have a right in, right out, only on the northeast directional along Crescent. We also spoke about the number of stories. We have a 4-story building here. But if you look on slide number 3, I think you can see what we're planning to put here is building 4 stories, but it looks like 3. So one of the things that we can do with these facades is make them look like a 3-story building. So massing is more typical to the local area. Unfortunately, I didn't print out a site plan, but if I can just kind of show you guys what it looks like, you can get the idea. We're positioned here between Crescent and 38, I think, where the intersection is there. There's also a creek in the back, and we are located on a floodplain, which also adds elevation to our building because we have to raise it out of the floodplain. So,
And it's one way in and one way out, right?
that's right, right in, right out. That's correct. And our civil engineer has done a lot of work.
Coming up here, 'cause this is the circle back here, right?
Yeah.
People coming up, this will be top down.
From in here, you actually go underneath the building almost immediately. Clear height will be about 16 feet, so any truck would easily fit underneath there. And our civil engineer's done a lot of work with traffic flow better within the site to make sure that trucks can easily get in and out, including fire trucks. So we want to make sure that everything is safe. Building will be fully sprinkled. Yep. So fully sprinkling. Questions for me? I'm mostly here sort of reintroducing the project. Yeah.
Actually, look at this building, like our stations right there.
That's your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the entrance gonna be at? Right here?
It'll be actually right next to the station. So it
Okay.
used to be over here.
Yeah.
And we moved.
Yeah.
We moved it over here. So it's gonna come underneath
Okay.
That's just the ghost of this building. Once it's out of this building, and we're not out yet. We have a few more years. Thank you, Ryan.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
We
whoa!
got nothing now, buddy.
Oh yeah, do turn them off. They're gonna stay that way.
Louder every week. Every meeting gets louder, right?
Did you sit on the volume? Is that-
Ryan.
They're all off.
All our stuff is inside.
It was dialed. It was-
And there are people on staff from 9 to 6. So the only way the gate will open is if you are an existing customer with a keypad. And like I said, there's security cameras on 24/7. It's not closed captioned. It's sent back to a security team.
Is the manager living on site? Any on site?
No, we don't get the inside.
But they can go in at any time, or there's gonna be, I'm sorry, if you said that.
No, they cannot. Yeah, that's right. Allowed through operational hours. We don't want people walking in at 2 a.m. doing things they shouldn't be doing. So
And it's all indoor storage.
that's correct. No exterior access.
Well, I'll say from the discussions we had before for committee, Marco was involved in these discussions as well. You moved the entrance, which was critical, because if not, it would have been an issue. And the look of the building is sharp, so.
Yeah.
There were two of the concerns. I'm a little concerned, well, just the height, but as long as we're within the requirements of our zoning and stuff, it's fine, but looks good.
The employees there from 9 to 6?
Yep.
And how many employees? 9 to 6?
We have full-time equivalency of about 4 or 5. So two will be there, and then they run in shifts.
What do they do?
So they're there helping with leasing. They actually walk around the building all the time.
Okay.
So they're constantly monitoring the facility. I mean, it's 102,000 square feet, so it's a very big facility.
Yeah.
So they're going around cleaning up. They walk around the property, clean up around the property.
Extra security.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, they make sure that the facility is well run and well cleaned.
Make sure that the landscape, I mean, I see here that you're gonna have that, so that's great,
Yeah.
but just make sure that that's maintained and not like.
Yeah, there's a so it's we don't rely upon that stuff. We put irrigation and systems in, et cetera, to make sure everything in the front of the building is well maintained.
It looks nice.
Thank you. Yeah, so on the third slide, you can see examples of buildings that we have built in the past, just to show you that these are the type of facilities that we do build. The one in the upper left-hand corner is actually a New Jersey building that's in North Arlington, so northern Jersey. The one in the bottom center is in Dallas, and in the upper right is in Minneapolis. So all very similar type of buildings. The one in North Arlington is actually a 5-story building.
The bottom center, how big is it? Like, it
Yep.
looks like it's taller than.
That one is a 3-story building.
Okay.
Are you doing the management company or full out ownership?
Yeah, we're just
Are you
the
gonna have
owner.
one of
So
these
we own.
manage it, or you
Yeah,
do
we-
the building and they're gonna buy it?
That's right. So, well, they won't buy it from us. They'll
and manage
be our
third-party
operator.
manage? Okay.
We only work with the top 5 publicly traded REITs. So Public Storage, Extra Space, Huge Smart, Life Storage, those guys, because they're the best operators in the business and they're the ones that keep the best looking buildings.
Do you have any other ones? Or this will be your first?
This will be our first year. Yeah.
When would you, what are you looking timeline-wise? What are you looking to?
So, yeah, so we've already prepared our application. I believe we've submitted it already to the city also.
For the zoning board.
For zoning board, yes. And we've also submitted our state permits, right? So for the right-in, right-out access permit, we're gonna need something from state of New Jersey DOT. And so we've started that process. We would love to break ground as soon as possible. But it takes about a year, 10 months to a year to build this building. And if we could break ground at end of this year, early next year, we'd be very excited about that.
That microphone killed my ear.
I'm
Can you
sorry.
say are there gonna be employees there 24/7 for like
No.
security? No.
No, they're there. They are there 9 hours a day from 9 to 6. And then cameras run 24/7. And access is limited between 7 and 9.
Cameras, lighting, outdoors?
Yeah, all LED. We have wall packs. Cameras are on every wall. We want to encourage the local artisans to paint their building. So we protect the facade and keep people off the property.
Any other questions, committee? I'm good. Are we all good with this?
I guess I'm just curious about what variances you see, what you need.
So at this point, it's a C2 zoned parcel, so we will need a use variance. Self-storage is not approved use in that zone. The other one, we also have a rear setback line. I think the requirement is 35 feet, and we're asking for a variance to something like 18 and a half. There's a creek back there, and it was just Highway 38, so there's really no neighbor back there. And I believe the lot coverage number is 50%, and our current plan is shown at 51.25%. I think those are the variances that we would be asking for. Forgive me if I forgot one, but I think that's
But if lighting will be a big deal there, outside lighting.
Yeah, so we do wall packs straight down the building.
So that would be a requirement.
Yep.
It's, uh,
We're good? Okay. All right, we're good.
All right,
Good luck.
I appreciate your time.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.
Thank you, Brian. That's it for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Okay. Can I have a motion to open the floor for public comment?
Make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, public comment. Name and address
Yes.
and.
My name is Santino. I live at 30th Avenue in Centennial Walk. And I moved here in 1993 in Philadelphia with my wife and 3 children. And when I moved here, I was very impressed by the services of Pennsauken. I'll give you some of the services. Trash 2 times a week. Police will patrol our neighborhood. I believe the response time was 3 to 5 minutes. Snow and leaf removal. Homes maintained, if not the township, would look into it and take care of that problem. I wrote plenty of letters to mayor, police chief, coffee, principals, superintendents, mayor, Rick Taylor, God rest his soul. I even wrote an editorial for the Courier Post about Pennsauken, because at the time, people were badmouthing Pennsauken, 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 Pennsauken. I wrote a letter and said Pennsauken was great, got great services, schools, people were great. I moved from Philadelphia, it was the best thing that I did. Well, some of the services are not the same. We get the services, but the quality is not the same. And I would like to point that out. The trash went to 1 time a week, which was fine when we had the trash company. South Jersey, it's not too good, so I don't know what's going on with them. I know it's now Seaside. They're a little bit better, but there were issues that they trash it all, and Public Works came to the rescue. So hats off to Public Works. They picked up the trash. I think that was one of the holiday weekends. I don't know if it was 4th of July, Labor Day, whatever, but they worked tirelessly and they picked up the trash. So I thank them for the hard work. Now, my question is, are we going to keep South Jersey or Seaside? And the money that the township saved, what happened to that money? Did it go for more police officers? Did it go for tax breaks or salaries in the township? I'm a little concerned where that money went to, since we're not getting the same services that we had with Waste Management. Can anyone answer that question?
We didn't save any money. We just signed a new contract with them. We only had one bidder, and that was them. Waste Management, Republic did not bid for the trash contract. Seaside, we only bid. We had issues with them last year during the changeover and during COVID. And personnel was a huge issue, as was trash all across the state and pretty much up and down the East Coast and throughout the country.
So Waste Management didn't want to participate?
Waste Management did not. We were told on the side that on the accounts that they had, because they were and getting people to pick up the trash. So Seaside were the only ones that did it, that put in for it. We had a very good discussion with them. The new owner that took over from South Jersey, because South Jersey was a problem, part of that was the ownership. The new group that came in and purchased them and became Seaside, the trash service levels have increased drastically, have been way better. They're not perfect. However, unlike other towns like Collingswood that had a ton of issues, we haven't, with the exception of that issue last year in May, I believe it was. Things have been exponentially better. Do they miss some things here and there? And the minute anyone calls Public Works, either they come back and send it, or we have our own trash truck and Public Works will come out and pick it up.
Well, I had an incident. I don't know whose responsibility it was. I put out 2 little pieces of rug. I thought the trash should have picked it up. They didn't. I got on the phone, left a message for Public Works. They called me back up. We'll send somebody out, and they did. So bravo to them again.
And that's how it's
stepping up
supposed
to
to
the
work.
plate. And,
Yep.
and that's what I like about the service so far in Public Works. But I have another concern. When there's a person with high grass out of control, in the past, it seemed like that was taken care of much quicker than it is taken care of now. Before, maybe 10, 14 days, maybe a little longer. Now, 4 weeks, 5 weeks for working on it is a little bit too long for people to have to live in that area with high grass, because it doesn't make the neighborhood look nice. It brings the house value down. The township's not desirable. I had a problem, and Tim knows about it, with a neighbor next to me. I thought I was living next to Sanford and Son. I don't know if you know what Sanford, so you live, you know, it's real fun with the junkyard. They had so much trash and junk, mattresses, couches, you name it. Then the one son puts tarp over it, blowing up, he throws more junk over it. I said, what the heck's going on here? This was terrible. Now, it's starting to get warmer. 6 weeks went by, 6. The township knew about it. They said, oh, our hands were tied. Well, I don't know. But part of the problem was they send the fine to a dead man. So the dead man's not going to pay it unless he's resurrected again. But the problem is, do they have to start the process all over again? Luckily, I talked to the one son, and he was very understanding. I said, you know, your father would not like to see this in his yard. He's a very proud man. He says, I agree. He came over, he cleaned it up, he cut the grass. So we were very fortunate. But I'm a little disappointed that the township couldn't maybe do a little bit more, maybe be a little bit more aggressive. I'm sure nobody up here would want to have that next to you.
Mr.
for 6+
Santina,
weeks.
to that,
Yes.
we were as aggressive as we could be. I spoke to you and your wife multiple times,
Yes.
because I live right around the corner.
Yes,
I
but
saw
not
them
next
every
door.
day. We have the state laws and ordinances that we have to follow, and we were on top of all of that. And if we give them the tickets and they don't show up for court, there's a whole thing. We can't go on someone's property and do anything about it.
I know that,
We
but-
did everything we
But the
could.
fine was to a dead man, so.
And it went to the
didn't work.
house, and we addressed that as well, because it's still on the property. So it was being taken care of because of those things. I know you and your wife spoke to them a lot, your neighbors, but they also talked to us, the one son, and was asking about working something out and expressed was. But we did not relent on any of those things. And we were on top of it, but we cannot break the law.
I'm not asking you to break the law. Maybe
We
a
can't be
little
more
bit
aggressive.
Well, maybe you could have called animal control, because I did say that I saw skunks. Maybe you could have went that angle, or Board of Health, or mosquito control, or something. Now, if they talked to Mr. Ali, they told me a number of stories. Okay, first they said it's going to a mission. Then they said, no, it's trash. Then no, we're getting a container. So I got like 3 different stories. That's why I reached out to Ed, the one son. And he was very understanding. He said, Bruce, I feel bad. My brother should have never did that. I don't know if there's something wrong with it. He walks by, the grass is this high. Now, you can't see if the grass is that high, then there's something wrong with it. So Ed came over, and I thanked Ed repeatedly. So thank God we got that resolved, and there were no rodents. Because if there were rodents, then that would have been another issue. That's what I was concerned. Are they living underneath there? Are they breeding underneath there? Then you have all these neighbors around that are going to have other issues. And so maybe you could look at maybe another angle if it ever happens again. Hopefully it won't. But the concern about the grass is, why do we have to wait so long? And some of these people are repeat offenders. And I know some of them can say, well, I have a hardship case. Sometimes they're lying. And I know that for a fact, because we had an incident with one property. When Barbara Nardi was in charge of that, she would return phone calls. Now I don't get no phone calls recalled. Maybe that's part of the
Who
problem.
have you called and didn't get a call
I
back?
call 145. Patty Migro.
Yes, and you've not heard back from
I
her at all?
didn't know. No. And I put in a call to the mayor's secretary. I did get a call back the second day, and she explained to me what was going on. But these other issues with high grass, it shouldn't take 4 or 5 weeks, because that's entirely too long that people have to look at that. And there's a repeat offender constantly down the street. I'm not even going to say the address, but if you want, I'll give it to you. All the time. Starts the summer, we have to call. Then it's all right, then it's not all right. I don't know if the inspectors maybe put a red star next to that and say, look, maybe we should look at this every 2 weeks to make sure, because it's the same houses all the time. And it only takes one house to ruin the development. And I've been in my house, it's going to be 29 years. I walk around, you see me walk around, I ride around my bike, I ride around the developments. And for the most part, the people take care of the properties. That's why I'm concerned, because I don't want that to change in this township, because it could only take one house, then you have two houses, then you have three. Before you know it, there's 4 or 5 houses, and I'm concerned about that. I don't want that to happen, so that's why I'm bringing
So
this
part
up
of
to
the
you.
thing, as long as we know about it, we send an inspector out, and then there's a process. And Shaq can take you through what that process is, and we've talked about that process a number of days. The township can't go on someone's property and just cut their lawn without us following the proper protocol.
How long will
Now,
that take?
in years past, things were done, but laws and things have changed, and we cannot do that. We have to give proper notification. Notify 10 days that they have to do. If they don't do that,
Then they're issued a ticket, but that can take up to 30 days.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
but that's we can't do anything outside of that.
But
We don't want that to happen.
Before it did take long, so you're saying the laws changed?
Things have changed, yes. And we can't just go on someone's lawn and just
What
cut
about
it.
if the house is empty?
Nobody lives there, and it's a vacant property. That's a whole other process.
So then you can go on.
Well, there's still a process we have to follow that as well.
Now, how about when there's people that live there? Bodies that live there and they don't cut the grass, so you have to
That's
follow
what
that
that process
process.
we just
So
talked
it's
about.
10 days and then 30 days, so that's 40 days right there. And that's a little bit too long. I don't know if
Well, it
something
could be
can
up
be
to
done.
30 days.
So we have, there are at least 5 different, and we should thank you for coming in. I can speak for the township, everyone shares your concern. Mr. Boiler, I just had a very long conversation with him 2 days ago about this. We have 5 different departments basis, in addition to after we get the courts involved. So if you have a specific problem, you can take my phone number, you can take my address, and we can address it. But
What's your
we're
number?
doing absolutely everything we can. And, you know, we have a big town, we're short staffed, but, you know, I don't know what to tell you other than we are trying.
But what's your number, so I have it?
Area code 856.
Okay, well, wait.
665
Wait.
1000.
Yeah.
I'm at extension 105. And I'll give you
Your
a
card?
cell phone.
It's card?
105, okay. And what's your name again?
It's Shakir, and I'll give you my cell phone. 856
856
466
466
5500.
5500. That's your cell.
And I'll meet with you and I'll go over our entire process.
Okay.
Just so you understand.
Okay.
Sir, on behalf of the township committee, we don't want you to be stressed out living in an area that you left Philadelphia. I've been living here for 20 plus years, and there's some things that we can control, some things that are out of our hands.
Well, that's why I came,
With the
because
whole
I wanted to find
trash
out what's going on.
situation, it was, you know, we get a bit, and if we don't get it,
I
we
was-
get it.
I
And
was-
it's not that we're trying to save
I was
money
half
and
tempted to go over there and throw it out in the street myself.
use, yeah, and then, you know, after COVID hit, there was a lot of people that decided not to go back to work, and it's something that we're all, you know, being victims of. So it is tough, but we're definitely gonna try to see how we can make it.
That's why I came.
Yes.
This is for the chief. In the past, we used to have the police patrol our areas. That was the best thing ever. I got to know so many Pennsauken police officers. I'm still friends with them. That was a win-win situation for the community, kept crime down. Is there any reason why we don't have that anymore?
They're out there. I'll make sure they're,
I haven't seen any in Centennial Walk in a while. The only time
Mr.
is
Sitz,
when
I'm
someone,
gonna challenge
when
that.
someone calls 911.
We have a cop that lives right down the street who drives his car. He lives at the corner by the
Yeah,
park.
but
And
what's
hold
that?
on,
Maybe
and I live
one
in the
time,
court,
he doesn't patrol.
I see a cop that drives on my street.
I don't. And I'm retired.
I get it.
So I'm floating in my pool.
Usually
And I
at
don't see
night.
no police
usually
driving
at
down.
night-
I don't see no police driving down. I know who you're talking about, Sergeant Richard. Richard, he lives
Nervy,
right next to the
nervy.
top lot.
He lives right next to the
Yeah.
parking lot.
And
Yeah.
I see him, but not all the time, but I never see a police patrolling in the area. That maybe for you, but I don't see it driving around, going down the cul-de-sac. No, he doesn't go by my house. He comes down Rogers and he goes down Hessen, because that's where he lives.
And he's come, no, I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about the other cop.
What else?
I'm saying that I see a cop pretty frequently
Well,
that goes through, it comes in my court.
Well, maybe that's for you.
For me, it's all right, but he has to pass your house.
No,
Yes.
I do not see no police officers drive by my house. Believe me, I
Well, the
would tell
chief
you.
has it now.
I would tell you.
Just real quick, it has, we have to see 5 minutes here.
Okay. So hopefully we could, keep our township clean with good trash removal, have the grass cut, and also have our police patrol the area, because that's a win-win situation. I mean, like I said, I know many police officers, Mike Bonomo, Jimmy DePasquale, Marco Anthony, Lenny Rebellis, Sergeant Mike, God rest Bob Canucks. I know all of them because they used to patrol the area. I don't know any now other than Rich, because he waits out there on the corner with his son to catch the bus, and I always talk to Rich. That's who I am. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir,
Thank
for bringing your
Thank you.
concerns to us. Any other public comment?
Good evening.
Your name, address?
My name is Sylvia Shuey. I live at 4227 Johnson Court. I've been there about 20 years. I didn't at first. How are you? I was asked to present. I did my research and calls and all. I was told that I could come here and present this. I have a water bill here, and back in 21, my water bill came in at $64.45. And that's pretty high for me, and I've been there. Like I said, I've been at my residence for 20 years, and I've never had a bill. The next one came in 102.
Do you have, is it the Merchant Pennsauken Water Commission, or is it New
Yes,
Jersey,
sir.
what, Merchant Pennsauken?
Yes, sir.
So technically, that is for them to address. We have no oversight. So any billing questions, you have
They
to
would
address that.
it. Administrators, and they told me that I could
Who did you speak to?
present it. I think it was Amy.
She's
And
our
she's-
assistant. If it's a water, and what I could do is I'll connect commission that you can address this with and answer your question, because we have no oversight on the commission. And actually, Mr. Ali could probably help you as well. He is a board member there. So, or he could put you in contact with someone. But this committee for the township, that's a separate entity, a separate utility that we don't oversee.
Really?
Yeah. In terms of their daily operations and all that. So just like the sewage authority, they're a separate entity, the water commission's a separate entity, and we're a separate entity from them. So billing questions will go to the water commission.
So they don't roll up on your.
No,
I'm understanding.
no, they do
Because
not.
I called the, what is it, the, Board of Utilities,
Uh-huh.
but they don't handle, I guess they would handle like American.
We have,
The
so
township-
Virtual
township.
Pennsauken has our own, yeah.
Right.
So they're their entity and they can help and address
Actually, they
any
referred me first here. Told me I had to
for
come
the
to
Board of
township.
Utilities.
They referred me and said that you're gonna have to go over the Pennsauken Water Commission. I would have to come to the municipal building.
Oh, they gave you bad information.
I probably, yeah, I've had that before.
Come
That's
see
okay,
Shaq and
okay,
get
we'll
hooked up.
direct you to the
Oh, okay.
person that will.
All right. That was short. And thank you all for your time. Sorry, I didn't recognize.
Any other public comment? Once, okay. Can I have a motion to close public comment?
Make a motion?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay. Committee comments. So I guess I'll start. Thank you all for bringing your concerns and for the new business. Good luck. Look forward to seeing you guys here. We had a couple events actually in 2 weeks, we had Memorial Day service on May 29th that we had a really good attendance. And, we also had a softball fundraiser on June 4th for Christian Thomas, who beat leukemia, and the fundraiser was to raise money for blood cancer research. So thank you all who showed up and were there. The deputy mayor and I, and Vince Martinez, our committeeman, who also did some played very good. Actually, I have a video of it to prove it. To help. Stop. Yeah, so he played very well. So this was for a good cause. So thank you all who showed up. The summer kickoff. We had a great summer kickoff event on June 11th. And I want to thank the fire and the police departments, and public works, and all the municipal employees, and all the volunteers who helped in all of these events. They did a great job. Juan, you guys did a great job as well. And it was a nice event, and we're hoping that it continues and that we're going to get even more people showing up to the summer kickoff. The rain pretty much had us on this like 50-50 chance, and we were just basically waiting for Mother Nature to decide if we were going to be able to do this, but at the end we did it, and it was awesome. And we got duct tape, didn't we? Yes, we did, and that water was not warm at all. It was
Fire department lied about that.
actually, Shaq was our first kind of like the first one in, which it was a great way for me to find out if it was cold or not just by looking at his face. It tortured me really because he was like, and I was like, that is cold. But anyway, we did it, and it was really a fun event. And because some people did not do it, and I thank Committeeman Vince Martinez and Patrick Alvo for also joining us in this event. But this time, because I'm the mayor, I want to challenge our committeemen. So, Shaq, would you come in for?
The shame marker's not here to be
Yes,
challenged.
I am
I'm really
challenging
ashamed that he's not
even
here.
if he's not here, I am challenging him, and that's for you.
Oh, for me.
Yes. So this is a early Father's Day present, but there's something in here that you guys are gonna need. Vince? Yes, that's for you.
Is this
So,
for me?
yeah, why don't you guys open it up?
Uh-oh.
Can you open it? Yes, open it. And
See, I'm not on committee. People don't want to dump me. I'm not the mayor or came on committee.
has swim shorts, which means you guys are all ready for the summer kickoff next year. To be
Throw in the
dunk
dunk
tank.
tank. Throw in the dunk tank.
That's
so small.
I was about to get you guys Speedos, but I didn't know. So I decided not to, but the idea did cross my mind.
Thank you, Mayor.
So happy Father's Day early. There is a gift receipt inside for you guys to exchange it only for size. No shorts. I would like to, just kind of make sure that you accept my challenge for next year.
Patrick, you're a better man than me. I don't know if I'm thanking the mayor for this gift because there's strings attached to it. Nobody wants to dump me.
We froze, right? So I think that it's only fair as the administrator that you join the team next year. And Marco, you're not here today, but Committeeman Batista, you have been challenged.
You're in next year.
Here is your swim shorts. And yes, looking forward to seeing you all get them next year. And also today is a very special day for our high school students. It's their graduation. So congratulations to all of you. You did it. For those moving on college, congratulations and best of luck. For my cousin, Yusuf Rafe, he was very upset that I couldn't be there today. I apologize, but I'll see you in a little bit. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you. You're going to make us proud. Drexel is very lucky to have you on board. And other than that, our senior appreciation event went great. By the way, committee, I have received a couple of cards in the mail, just like how seniors like to think. We've received plenty cards in the mail and, some emails as well, thanking us for that event. It was a complete success. We're looking forward to doing many more for them. And so we're super excited that they enjoyed and they had fun. So thank you all for being there. And for those that couldn't be, I know it's because of work, but hopefully in the next event you guys could all attend. And that's it for me. So I move on with our deputy mayor. Nicole Robbins.
This is, I don't think that's working anyway.
It is not.
Yeah. Mayor went through all the events, but last week, the two events, the Senior Appreciation Day at the pool was just phenomenal. Parks and Recs did an incredible job. I'm sure that DPW had something to do with it, and the police and fire. It was an extremely successful event. It was wonderful to spend time with our seniors. It was awesome. And also our kickoff, Don't Tank was cold. It was cold, but it was fun. It was great for the community. So great events. What else did I have? I want to also congratulate the seniors at Pennsauken High School for graduating today, and wish them much success and luck in their futures. I want to say happy Juneteenth to everyone. And I think that's it. Have a great weekend.
All right, thank you. Committeeman Vince Martinez.
Thank you, Mayor, for the gift.
You're welcome. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Oh, and happy Father's Day. Sorry. Sorry.
So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Even though you'll probably be spending most of your time on the grill. What can I say? The Pennsauken pool still have, you can still register for the Pennsauken pool. Please make an appointment to see Juan. He can set you all up. If not, call beforehand so he knows that you're coming. Also, for Father's Day, if you're just strolling around, don't have anything to do, the baseball in-town program, NPLL, will be hosting its first game of the districts. For some of you guys, that's the All-Star Games with 11-year-olds. We take pride in that. Public Works does a great job with our fields. This is something new where we're hosting a lot of these games because our field is so nice. So if you're not doing anything on Father's Day, which you'd probably be at the grill, but come on down and have some, food, hot dogs, and things like that, and watch the kids play. Also, football registrations are open for PYAA. They'll be held at Elm Avenue at the PYAA Hall. Look up their Facebook, their media for their information, and you can register with them. Lastly, I want to thank the businesses that showed up today. I really appreciate you guys looking at Pennsauken as one of your options. I really do appreciate that. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Summer kickoff. It was a great event. I want to thank Juan. I want to thank Joe Scavuzzo and Public Works Kevin for keeping the fields pristine and looking good. I want to thank all the first responders, fire, police, EMT. After the Dunkin' booth, I thought I was going to kind of dodge it. I was wearing a full outfit. But
we convinced
Joe,
him. And
thank
he
you for
went
letting me
force.
change in the ambulance. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was a great event, fireworks and all. Summer programs. We have a bunch of camps going on. They're between June and August for kids 2 to 16. I guess it's kind of like that. Yeah, depending on the camp. They have stuff from like golf to like Muay Thai. So that's pretty cool. If you have any more questions or you want any info, you go to PennsaukenEvents.com. And my last thing is the pool is open full time starting Saturday. Yay! So happy Father's Day, everyone, and happy Juneteenth, and stay safe and have a great night.
Just July 7th, we're back at it. So our next meeting, July 7th, 6 o'clock, right here.
Also, just again, thank you to the fire department for having a clean water in the tank. We all appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I want to challenge two more people that I forgot to tell you.
Oh, boy.
Chief Colombo.
Yes.
Chief Alva.
Yes. I will motivated soon.
And I will get you motivated.
Yeah, you know.
By the way, first person who just got, shack in the water was a certain someone walked behind and pulled something and Shaq went right in. I got you. Shaq. So we would like both of you to also, be included in the challenge. So, looking forward to, please, one, make sure that they don't have any vacation days at the first time. Just call around, make sure.
Are you going on vacation?
The lines will be so long for those two that we won't be able to do it because how many people want to dump those two. So that's fine.
We appreciate you guys. Happy Father's Day, and hope you guys are not going to be stuck really. But thank you all for being here. And can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nice. All right.
Thanks, Scott.
Bye-bye, guys.